Trinity Baptist Church. We're going to go to Exodus today to finish off the week, which is a book. This is the third time we're going to Exodus, which is more times than I would have guessed when I started sending videos. We're going to go to Exodus 31, which is a verse that I was reading from a couple people from the church this morning. We had some people here who understand websites. They were explaining to me what a security certificate is. I still don't know, but they do, which is why I was reading Exodus 31, which is about the kinds of gifts God gives us, which include very practical ones. This is about somebody named Bezalel. God says in Exodus 31 to Moses, "The Lord said to Moses, 'See, I have called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God, with ability and intelligence, with knowledge and all craftsmanship, to devise artistic designs, to work in gold, silver, and bronze, in cutting stones for setting, and in carving wood, to work in every craft.'" It's a really cool verse to me because it talks about somebody who has practical skills, knows how to use some kind of hammer and some kind of little, I don't know what they cut. Actually, I'm really interested to know what exactly they cut stones with thousands of years ago, but they cut stones for setting and all these things. He has these practical skills. They're practical, they're hands-on, and they're for making beautiful things. And God says, this is a person that I have filled with the Spirit of God, that I have filled with ability and intelligence and knowledge and all craftsmanship. And when Bezalel was getting these skills, we don't know that he had any sense that he would ever use them to help prepare the tabernacle. And yet God was preparing him all the time, even with skills that seemed really specific or maybe really every day, not the kinds of things that we would talk about hand in hand with being filled with the Spirit of God. And yet God does in Exodus 31. This morning I was reading this because, people's ability to understand something else they were trying to explain to me. Why our website shows up on tbcrenton.org and not a string of numbers. I don't even understand the problem there, let alone the solution. I didn't know numbers were on the table. But God has given them these skills to use for him, to make good things, beautiful things, things that help us worship God and fill them with the Spirit of God, to use those gifts. And in the same way, I would be really interested to know how this same paragraph would be filled in if God were describing you. And what ability and intelligence and knowledge and craftsmanship God has given you. They might be practical skills. They might not be things like leading a small group. They might be more things like cutting stones and carving wood and every craft. And yet those are God's gifts. And as we follow God's guidance using them, that is God's work. And so I find Bezalel very encouraging, and I commend you Exodus 31, 1 through 5.